Welcome back to Do It Myself Garage. I've got a lawn chair and I just received my plastic welder in the mail, and since this part isn't really structural where it's broke, I tried gluing it before and it didn't hold. I thought this would be a good candidate for some plastic welding. Like I say, it's just a chair. It's not structural. I've tried glue on it before, it didn't hold. So let's try it out. Be something good to practice on. And if I mess it up, it's just a lawn chair. All right, so I bought this off of Amazon. I'm not gonna lie, I already had it open. I was just taking a look at it, seeing what all was in here. The instructions, that has the different types of repairs you can make. Here's just a plastic filler rod for filling in spaces. All kinds of different clips that you can put in the gun. And if you're not familiar with how plastic welding works, what you do is you take a piece that maybe this corner was broke and you put a piece of metal, you kind of melt it down in there. Same here, you can melt in a joint, you can stitch stuff together. So that's the basic concept behind it. You can also use the foot. You can also use the foot here to melt in maybe larger chunks, like I've got a lawnmower that'll be in a video later this week. I was thinking about using this, so that's why I bought this welding kit. Well, I was a little concerned about using something this hot around a gas tank. Granted, I could have drained it and filled it with water, but it was just for a lawnmower. And so I ended up doing something different for that. So feel free to watch that video too if you get a chance. All right, so it comes with some little side cutters here. Those will come in handy to clip off the extra pieces. The gun I've not had out of here yet. So there's the gun. And then you can put these feet on here. Basically it's a soldering gun. Same concept. Heats it up. You melt the plastic. Okay, and then it's got a knife. All right, so I've got all these different types of staples depending on what repair I want to make. Oh, there's a whole bunch more in here also. Wow. All right, so I'm going to have to read up on how these staples go into the gun. Actually, no, I think I see it already. Pretty straightforward. Wow. Okay. I think I'm going to enjoy this kit. I have a feeling I'm going to be using this a lot. So here's a staple. And looks like that just goes in the gun. And the heating element. And then you melt it into whatever you're working on. Yeah, because these are the two conductors here. Melt it into whatever you're working on, and you let it cool, and then pull this off, and then you just break off or snip off the extra amounts that are on there. So we're going to find one that'll work for us. Let me go back over to the chair, show you what my plan is. So an area like this would not be ideal because it's right in a corner. However, turn around the back side, and there's plenty of flat area in here to stitch this together. And maybe the light's not the best, so there we go. So anyway, there's plenty of room here to stitch this together. I've watched a couple videos on people doing it. It looks pretty straightforward. So let's give it a try. I'm going to lay this down on my freshly painted workbench, aka freezer. And let's clean this area up and get ready for welding. Alright, got the gun plugged in. Obviously I haven't touched the trigger or nothing yet. I'm going to put this foot on here, or this staple in here. Okay, it says hold it in there for 2 to 3 seconds and then pull it back out. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I'll try to do it from an angle you can see. I cleaned off the area. I got all the glue off, I think. I'm going to try to weld the very bottom of this first. It's kind of going to establish where we're at. And see how this goes. And try not to burn myself. Pulling the trigger. 5, 4, 3. Oh, look at that thing go in. And letting go. Wow! That burnt in there really nice. I don't know if you saw it, but it sunk in. Okay, come on, come on. Okay, that plastic is cooled now. Now I can clip those extra pieces off. Well, wear your safety glasses. That's some very strong metal. So you're going to want to not have that on the top surface of anything that you have, or you're going to snag yourself. But that's a nice strong repair. So the one I grabbed was a zigzag stitch because I knew I had to stitch this together. Let me do a couple more of them. I'm probably going to be in your way. Do not put the head down on anything because this gets warm. That was so cool. Let's do it a little further up this time. Yeah, do it here. You're not going to be able to see this one, sorry. But you get to see the results when I'm done. Plastic is kind of thick, so I'm purposely letting it go down into it so that I know that the repair is nice and deep and not just superficial. Again, this isn't structural, but you do kind of lean your arm on here, so we might as well make it as strong as we can. And pulling the trigger. Doesn't take very long for it to melt in there. That is so cool. Now you can get all fancy with this and blend all this and sand all this down. Nobody's ever going to touch the back of this chair. That part. There's no way anybody's going to ever touch that. So I'm going to leave that alone. I wonder if I should stitch this bottom part from right here. I bet you I could stitch this one from here too. It'd be good enough. Because again, I don't want that these sharp pieces left over out the top. I'm just going to do it from right here because that'll be good enough. Let me grab one more. Yeah, this particular zigzag one seems to be about the right size. And obviously I'm staggering the stitch from on both sides of the gap so that it holds it together. And okay. Now, and that part of the plastic's a little bit thinner, so I won't go quite as deep. Don't want it to come out the other side. You know what? This probably would have been perfectly safe to use on that gas tank. It's hot, but it's not that hot. There we go. Let's take it over on the floor over here and see how she holds up. Okay. So the cool down time is just the amount for the heat to go away so that the plastic solidifies again. So you're talking a couple of seconds is all, okay? And I'm going to sit on here. Obviously the chair itself is solid, but I was concerned about this seam right here. And that is really, really good. I stitched it here and I stitched it 3 places down here. What an amazing deal. I know it's something silly, like a chair like this, but now I can repaint that. That crack will basically be gone. A person could go nuts and plastic weld the entire seam shut if you're looking for something more visual appealing. I mean, if you're looking for a better repair, that would be what you'd want to do. But for just repairing it so it's not broke anymore, there you go. I got my chair back. All right. Well, that went way faster than I thought it was going to go. Way easier. I've watched a bunch of videos of people doing this online, and I'm like, oh, that looks so easy. Well, you know, a lot of times you try this stuff and it's not as easy as it looks. But this, I swear, anybody can do. That was pretty awesome. The only concern would be, again, if you had to have the staples up to where someone would be a surface where someone would touch, then you'd want to file that down, or maybe even purposely clip down into the plastic a little bit, and then go back and fill it over and smooth it over, make it look, you know, quite a bit nicer. But for this project, for this chair, it's sitting right here in front of me, and I'm like, that's awesome. The glue didn't hold, and I know that's going to hold. That's got metal. It's embedded in the plastic. What a great thing. You know, kids' toys have plastic stuff on them all the time that break. I've got a friend that's got a snowmobile, and the hood cracked on it in a couple places. Well, what a great way on some of that old stuff that you really can't get replaced. You can plastic weld from the backside, and you can hardly tell when it's all done. So this is a pretty neat little kit. I'll leave a link in the description. I got this on Amazon. Pretty straightforward. It's just a little bit of instructions here on what to do, and there's really nothing to it. Obviously, it take a little bit of practice if I want to do something where I'm smoothing out a surface, and maybe we'll try a few more projects going forward. But I wanted to show this today for other people that might want to try it out. Don't be afraid of the plastic welders. I believe this one was under $40. They had one on sale at Harbor Freight for like 15 something, but they were sold out. So I went ahead and ordered this one. With shipping and everything, it was like $38. So I went ahead and got it here because I was trying to use it on the gas tank. I ended up using epoxy on that instead. And so in the meantime, I got this, and I knew I had this chair to repair as well. So I thought, well, we'll give it a try. So hope that encourages you guys to try stuff out. Pretty straightforward. I'm not an expert. Those are literally the very first welds I've ever done in plastic. So that's all there. There's not much to it at all. So thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, I can show some other repairs on other stuff I have around here. I'm sure I'll be using it more in the future. Thanks for following along. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.